Hey everyone, this is Danielle and Plessis, your wellness coach from Cape Town, South Africa. I hope you're all absolutely fantastic. Guys, I've had an absolutely lazy weekend. I've done nothing and it felt amazing. Sometimes there's nothing like some downtime or me time where you just do absolutely nothing. It's so good for your mind and your body, and it just makes you feel so refreshed. So I had a very relaxing weekend, and I hope you did too. I have a question for all of you. How many of you either have difficulty sleeping or know someone who's got difficulty or has trouble sleeping? I bet there's quite a few of you either nodding your head or saying me or I do. But yeah, sleeping difficulty or insomnia is a very, very big problem. In fact, it's a very common problem or trend throughout the world amongst people of all ages. Now there's different kinds of insomnia, but you get acute insomnia and you get chronic insomnia. Acute insomnia lasts generally a few days to a few weeks, and then you get the chronic insomnia that lasts for at least 3 days per week minimum throughout the year. So it's continuous and it doesn't stop. I don't think people realize how important sleep is, or the reason why they do have particular issues is because of the lack of sleep. Now, sleep is very, very important for your overall health, for your mental health, for your physical health, for your cognitive abilities, and it's also just good for your immune system. Growing up, I've got very fond and happy and funny memories of my childhood. It was just my mom and dad and my brother and myself. And no matter what we did, we always had an absolute ball together. We just had or have really, really cool parents, and they were really or are really amazing. But the particular memories that stand out for myself relates to my brother and my dad. Now, my mom and I could sleep like babies. I mean, the minute we put our head in our pillows, we were gone, literally, and we'd sleep right through and get our full dose of 8-9 hours sleep. But my brother and my dad, those two poor souls unfortunately struggled with insomnia. Many an evening, my mom and I would wake up to sounds from the kitchen, fridges opening, pots and pans, knives and forks, and we'd both get up and make our way down the passage, and lo and behold, it would be my dad and brother again, frying eggs, making a chop, making French toast. Sometimes they would be in the lounge watching TV or just sitting having a fat conversation. And it wasn't because they wanted to, it was because they just struggled to sleep. For years and years, it was a huge problem for them, and while, we all giggled and laughed, it's actually not funny if you think about it in terms of how it affects the person or the people in the household. I always remember my dad and brother being so tired the next day, very groggy, a little bit moody, having difficulty concentrating at work and at school, not being focused, so not getting enough sleep, guys, has bad effects long-term for you. Sometimes those effects you feel immediately, but sometimes it builds up when it happens gradually. And there are lots of things you can do, to try and overcome this insomnia or try and alleviate the severity of it. Sometimes the insomnia disappears completely, and other times they just lessen. It all just depends on you and you know how you react to certain things. And other times people need to get medication. You know, it just really depends on you. Now, insomnia is caused by a host of factors, and one of them being stress. In fact, stress is a major one. You know, people have so much going on in their minds, and you know, they've got so many tabs open and they're thinking so many things, and you know, although they might be feeling tired, their mind's just not able to shut off. So stress is a big factor that causes insomnia. Obviously there are other big ones, or there are other role players, but stress is the major contributor for insomnia. Now, there are lots of natural things that you can take to try and help with insomnia. And I don't know, you guys need to try it out and let me know if it does work, or pass the information on to someone you may know that struggles with sleep. But one of the things is developing regular sleeping patterns. Now, I know it's not easy. You know, sometimes we plan for our evenings to go a certain way and it doesn't always happen that way. But as far as possible, you know, try and just have a consistent sleeping pattern. So if tonight you're going to bed at 9 o'clock, don't go tomorrow to bed at about 11:30 or 12. Try and go 9:15 or 9:45 or 9:30. But try as far as possible not to deviate from that 9 o'clock slot. Because what we want to do is we want to try and get our bodies into a routine so that they know, okay, at 9 o'clock we generally go to bed, and it will start, or you will start feeling tired close to that time or slightly after that time. So developing a healthy sleeping pattern or routine is very important. The other one is exercise. Now, I talk about exercise all the time. Literally, if you watch all my other videos, I mention exercise quite often. And that's because exercise is so beneficial for so many things in our bodies. It's good for our mental health and our physical health and, you know, our overall health. But also exercise makes you tired. Now, obviously, the more you do, the more tired you're going to feel. So exercising thrice a week for at least 30 minutes a day is great, but if you can do more, then do so. You'll feel tired in the evenings, and it will also help you with your sleep. Another one is caffeine. Caffeine is a major reason why people also struggle to sleep. Now, caffeine is a stimulant, and it keeps you awake. You know, it keeps all those receptors firing in your mind. So as far as possible, try and not have caffeine close to the time you're going to bed. You know, so if you're going to bed at 9 o'clock, make your last cup of coffee maybe at about 5 or 6. Now, I know it's not easy, especially if you're a regular coffee drinker, but if you want to try and improve your sleep, it's a small sacrifice you'll make and will have long-term benefits. And you can replace the coffee with like a chamomile tea or a herbal tea, or you can warm up some milk in the microwave. You know, things like that. It's little adjustments, guys, that make the biggest difference overall. The other factors are also just diet. You know, if you eat a bad diet, guys, you know, I've spoken about this as well in the previous videos, but it affects your body so much, and it's just really also not good for you. So as far as possible, try and eat a well-balanced diet. Try and drink the 8 glasses or 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. Try and get your vegetables and your fruit in there. You know, just keep that diet regular and consistent, and avoid the constant, you know, attachment towards junk food. Or, you know, I know it's not easy, but you got to have a balance. You know, and those small changes, you'll feel the difference over time, I promise you. And yeah, those are just some of the small things you can do to help with your insomnia. And then also social media or your phone. Guys, I know it's hard. We're all on our phones most evenings, and even when we're getting to bed, we still scroll for like 2-3 hours on our phone before we actually sleep, and that's not great. So if you're going to bed 9 o'clock tonight, make sure you you get off your phone or off the computer at about 8 or 8:30. But don't be playing on your phone for an hour or 2, 3 hours when that is the time you have set for yourself to have your sleep, or to incorporate your sleeping pattern. So yeah, guys, social media, phones, mobiles, computers, take those devices away, or switch those devices off, or put it on silent, or lower the screen resolution. Whatever it is, don't play with those things, or don't be on your phone or laptop or computer before you go to bed. Break away from those devices at least half an hour or an hour before. So those are just small daily things you can do, guys, to help with your sleeping patterns and to improve your insomnia. Obviously, if those don't work, a lot of people have to resort to medication, and that's okay if that works for you. But always, if possible, try the natural stuff first. Okay, sometimes it really just makes the world of difference, and the insomnia almost goes away, and other times it helps a bit with it, to such an extent where people are able to have at least 6 hours sleep as opposed to the 2 or 3 hours they were getting previously. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope if you don't need the information for yourself, that you will really just pass it on to someone who might need it or has difficulty sleeping. But thank you so much for your time, guys, and if there's anyone that needs to chat, please see my website below and you can get a hold of me there. And don't forget to like and subscribe at the end as well. Have a good evening, everyone, and we'll chat in the week. Till then, bye.